man. You're. We is alive and in action, my man, and the one and only, the famous, the infamous, with the Rich, man. Rich from Humai, man. What up, man? We ain't starting yet because
What's
I'm about to check
good,
the
bro?
Instagram, but we letting the people know that's you. We linked up. We here. We live, and I'm about to just go on Instagram live real quick to see if we can hit a little shabangarang. I'm gonna lose Rich for 2 seconds, y'all. Give me a second, and then we are gonna do the things. Rich back up, cool. How you feeling, though, bro? How you feeling, man? What's the word? Man, where you at
Feeling
now? You
great.
traveling? You on the plane?
Nah, I'm in the lab right now. I'm at, yeah, I'm in the lab right now. That's the workstation right there behind me. So,
Where you just left from?
yeah, this an IRL background. This ain't a
That's not, yeah.
this ain't a that's not an AI background. That's a real life background.
You use all those computers? You use every last one of
Yeah,
those
all
computers?
these computers in use, bro. All of that's work. And the ones on this side too. Yeah, yeah. Each one got its own like part of the workflow.
Bro, busy,
Yeah,
busy man,
yes,
not busy.
sir.
I'm trying to be like you when I grow up,
Yeah.
bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
Trying to.
I got computers on both sides, on both sides right here.
Which computer you use the most? What's your favorite computer?
Man, I'm on probably that one.
Oh, that's the
Yeah,
main
that
guy.
one.
That's the main.
That's the one I use.
That's the
Yeah,
favorite.
that's the main.
That's the favorite.
Yeah, that's the favorite. Yeah, that's the main one right there.
Nice. I put landscape. They ain't listen to me. I don't know why. Oh well. Look, we live on Instagram. We got to see what's up. Hopefully it switches up. But we live on Instagram too. We live on Instagram, real.
Okay.
And I want to welcome. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm doing it right. Because sometimes I don't even be doing it right. Looking at the right camera and stuff like that. But welcome, man. Everybody to In the Lens with Benz. I'm your host, Beneficial Games. Y'all know me here as that, but I'm also going by Beneficial Films. Switching something up, doing something different, bringing together the virtual and the real. I'm here in my avatar in VR. Joining me on FaceTime using Discord is the one and only, the man who knows how to make you digital, your world digital, and put you in the metaverse, how you really look for real. Rich from Humai, man. Humai with the
What's up,
Humai
bro?
OIS Lux VR, man. Doing a lot of stuff in VR chat. Back in the day, All Space is just a great builder, man. Him and his team really do good things, bro. And they hooked me up with my first and only chain. So, Rich, man, welcome, man. On the show, we talk about the virtual reality, AI, and the creative journeys of those shaping the future. It's about imagination, innovation, and community. And today, we're diving in with Rich. What up, Rich? How you feeling, my
What's
man?
good? Feeling great. How about you?
My fault, bro. I had something new. He ain't know how to bop to it. He ain't know how to bop to that one. How you feeling, though, bro?
That's what's up, man.
How you feeling, bro?
Feeling great, man. I'm feeling great. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, what's new, man? Tell us what's new. Tell us what's new right now. What's new? Cause I did your workshop. Was a workshop slash presentation of this new app,
Okay.
software, website that you built to help creators. Can you tell people? Actually, before you go into that, tell people how you got started in VR and a little bit about you, bro.
Sure, man. So first of all, I've been dealing with technology since around 1999. Basically self-taught in every way. Uh, I started off like being interested in building video games, but I shifted to building websites, and that's what I spent most of my like adult working life doing is building like database powered sites and
Oh, that's like
like
what you want to.
all type of.
And that's what you first started off doing.
Well, that's what I mainly like. So I've built all kinds of different types of websites. I've been involved with like every shift along the evolution of the web. So when I started building websites, it was in pure HTML, and we would write all the HTML on a notepad, and it was like every page you had to build every single page. And
Wait,
then Flash got popular. I built Flash websites. I don't know if you remember Flash, where you used to have to install the Macromedia Flash viewer so you could make
uh,
stuff. That's when you could make stuff real animated and everything. And Flash actually, Adobe bought Macromedia, the company that used to make Flash, and they turned Flash into what's now After Effects. So anybody that used Adobe After Effects, that
oh,
used to be, yeah, that
yo,
used
I
to be
ain't know that.
Macromedia Flash.
Oh
hmm
wow.
So I used to build those Flash. I used to write action scripting and you used to build like websites that had all types of effects on them. But then those became unpopular because search engine
Wait,
optimization got popular. So go
wait,
ahead.
wait. So wait. All right, my fault. The flat. So you was optimi. You was building you was building stuff in Flash. Okay, and then that
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and that trying to kind of transition to After Effects. You were saying.
Well, Flash, the so here's what happened. Here's what happened. Like, so first of all, there was a company named Macromedia. Macromedia built Flash, Fireworks, and a couple of other products that was really, really dope products and allow for creating um, like multimedia type of effects for the web. And
Mm-hmm.
so Adobe, a company that makes Photoshop and Premiere and all of that, they acquired Macromedia. And then at first Flash websites was all the rave and they was what was popular. But then the iPhone came out, and the problem with the when the iPhone came out is the iPhone never supported Flash.
Flash. Yeah.
Steve Jobs, yeah, Steve Jobs took a stance against Flash
Oh, he
and
said
never
fuck Flash.
supported Flash.
Damn.
Yeah, he didn't want to support Flash because developers could build what were similar to apps in Flash and install them on the device. And Apple wanted
Oh, we don't
to
like that.
to build up their app library. They didn't like the Steve
They
Jobs didn't
said
like that,
no.
so they never supported Flash. And that was one thing that hurt Flash. And another thing that hurt Flash was SEO optimization. The problem with Flash is that when you built the website in Flash, it was all in this contained file, and in search engines like Google can't crawl inside that file. So as SEO, Google made SEO popular, and also the iPhone became more popular. Those two things basically killed Flash. And so the web
Mm.
changed again into wanting like nice, responsive websites that were, had database backends and, were dynamic. And so I became like really focused on building websites and using the popular content management systems at the time, which were WordPress, Joomla, Drupal. All of these were part of that Web 2.0 movement that allowed people that are not programmers to be able to add content on the web through
So
blogging and
so
having a content management system back in.
so before we get into all that, because I feel like that is going to tie into like where we at today, right? With this VR, new
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
technology, and
I'm
how
building
the
this up. I'm
shift,
bringing us to this
how the
point.
shift can
Yeah.
happen, right? All right,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't want to stop you because you was going there, but that my
It's
mindset
all
was like,
good.
oh shit, that's how the shift, everything kind of shifts, with time. So with you saying that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of put me in this the shift now of how streaming is now streaming, or how the
Mm-hmm.
gaming now with what battle royale is that, or how we even play games together versus back then. All right, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, I just Te- you said you going into your VR
No,
journey. You going into your VR journey. Rich is going
yeah,
into his
yeah.
VR journey.
Well, I mean, like, first of all, what you say is spot on. So, like, yeah, all of this stuff has went through an evolution. Now, when it came to like, so if you remember at the beginning of my journey was interest in building video games. But the thing is like one of the things way back in the beginning, we're talking like 98, 99. First of all, video games were extremely hard to build back then.
Mm.
And then also, like when it comes to building games for like PlayStation and stuff like that, like I could see that you would need to be employed with like a team. And I always wanted to be my own like entrepreneur, and so like the web just kind of made it easier for me to work. But I've
Okay.
always been interested in game development as like just being interested. Like I always thought it was cool. Now,
Yeah.
Second Life, the platform Second Life, that's been around since early 2000s. I think like 2001, 2002. And I got introduced to Second Life like around 2003
So what
by
is
one
Second
of my
Life for the ones
friends.
who don't know,
And
like me? What is Second Life?
Second Life is the OG metaverse platform. It's the oldest, it's
That's what
the
I thought.
original metaverse
I've
platform.
heard of
Yeah,
it, but
man,
never
it
like
got
seen.
it it's a 3D virtual world, and it's but the problem with it is that it's really complicated to use. It always has been, and it's really heavy to load. And so Second
Mm.
Life had always been like only people that could use Second Life were people that were like really into trying to use it. So people that's like enthusiasts
Mm.
or tech,
Where people would think people
tech
that got a
centric
VR
people.
system would be today, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, those kind of people, and so, but the thing with Second Life is that it's not a VR compatible platform. It never was. I mean, there are VR like experiments. So like there's the Firestorm browser has a VR version of it, but they're clunky and buggy. It's not like Second Life it's not a VR platform, but it is a 3D virtual world, and it has an economy. It has its own currency, and it has millions of people that are residents of it, and they are hardcore users. You can build any kind of experience you'd like in Second Life. The entire platform is connected, so you own land, like you can purchase land. Like I have land in Second Life that I've had for years. I'm rich over there. I've got like
Like like
hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars over there. Like I've got, but the
okay.
thing is you can buy stuff from other people. You can pay players. People work over there. I mean, it's like what you describe, what people normally think of as a metaverse. Second Life has been that way for decades.
And when did
It's
that
just
release? When did that get released?
Second Life come out like around 2001, 2002, somewhere in there. And like, but the
Okay.
thing about Second Life though is that it's got a lot of adult content over there as well. Well, so people can build anything over there, and everything is connected over there. So you might be running down the street and everything is perfectly PG, and then all of a sudden you run across somebody's yard and they've got it like X-rated stuff content on it. They
Okay.
can set up ban lines and they can like say you got to be 18 to enter, but maybe they don't set that right. Second Life doesn't regulate it, in any way, and so because of that, I think that's part of the reason it never kind of like really went um mainstream or get popular with like the other 3D virtual world platforms, is because it's like it's not as pure as you can't put any adult content on VR chat. If they know about it, they would shut it down. I mean, people put it on there, but like with VR chat or Horizon Worlds or any of them, you can't put that kind of stuff. But Second Life, it's part of their terms and conditions that people can put it. So people have everything over there, everything from every extreme you can imagine.
Man, I can.
Um, and so I was always do like not like I've never been a super hardcore Second Life user like some people, but I've always experimented with game development over there. Like I would go through the process of importing an asset and scripting it and seeing how it um, you know uh, interacts with players when they do things with it. So that's always been something I would do as a like tinkering around when I've got extra time. And I went so far as like around 2019, I started deciding that I was going to put like website downloads and things like that. I was going to hide it inside of Second Life and try to encourage people to go into the second world to find downloads and things. And this was before the metaverse got popular. But then I never like really took 3D virtual worlds too serious until Meta changed the name from Facebook to Meta. And at
Mm,
that point, people started like, people that know me as a tech person, like they just, people started approaching me like, "Hey, Rich, can you explain the metaverse? Hey, Rich, can you what's a, what's a 3D virtual world?" And just starting to ask questions
mm,
about this stuff that was never interested before. And that's when I started kind of taking it as a signal that there was like maybe this is the time to start like looking at the more business aspect of the metaverse and try to get involved with that. And so I've been on a journey since around 2020, just like, a lot of people in the metaverse trying to figure out um, how I fit in, basically, you know. But
okay.
yeah, taking the skills that I've applied in other areas, to me, the metaverse is just another iteration of the web. And so the way that we like, even when we're in VR chat or whatever the platform is, Horizon Worlds, all of them are built similar to like a website, and they're like websites that are loading 3D environments, and have networking stuff built into it. And so it's I feel like the metaverse is just it's like the 3D version of the web. It's like it's the way that eventually um, we'll do a lot of things that we normally do right now on web pages. We'll do in experiences, and so I just try to take the skills that I use towards other things and apply it to this, basically, so that I can keep along this journey, bro,
And
as
the
our
work,
tech unfolds.
man, and the work you've been
Yeah,
doing is spot on, bro. I don't know if people have been seeing it, but we're definitely gonna take a look inside VR chat and see just exactly what you've been
appreciate that.
making. But did your from your designs when it comes to jewelry, to your avatar creations, when did you first start building? And was it jewelry, or was it landscape? Was it buildings, or was it the avatars itself? Like, when did you first start it, and like how did you get
Not
that turning?
right. So basically, man, like my entire adult life, I've been a freelance software developer in some way or another, like either building websites or whatever, but it's all software, it's all code. So, but I've always had to try to figure out how to sell my skills to people through the web. And so, I create content. I've always been a content creator. I was creating content at the beginning of YouTube. I've got YouTube channels that go all the way back to the beginning out. And so the thing I've always done is, in order to um, build an audience, I start off by creating tutorials. That's always been my strategy, because
Mm,
by like the thing that the end result that I'm normally looking for is I want to sell my tech skills to someone that needs them. Well, in order to find these people, most of the time, like I create content showing how to do things that are related to the type of stuff I want to sell people. And what happens is, so like let's say I want to sell WordPress development services. I create WordPress development tutorials because those do
mm,
two things. One, it builds traffic from people that's interested in learning how to do that, and they get to learn how to do it for free. Some of those people are going to try to do it for free, decide that it's not for them, and who do you think that they're going to ask to pay to do it for? They're going to ask me, because I'm the one that even
smart,
introduced it to
so smart.
them.
Very nice. That
and
makes sense.
and then the other. the other layer of people are the people that they were like just Googling around or YouTube and trying to find somebody that could do it for them. And then I'm going to come up because of the keyword relationships. And then when they see me doing it in the tutorial, most of the time with those people, when they contact me, I don't have to prove I can do it. So
Right.
one huge barrier when it comes to selling your skills to people online is the person that's buying it is always skeptical. How do I know you can actually do this? How do I know you're actually going to deliver? So when you see my YouTube channel and I've got a ton of videos showing how to do this or stuff similar, when you contact me, it's normally not about can you do this? It's normally about how much and how long and whether or not we're a good fit in that way. And so making these tutorials have always been a strategy of mine. And so when I came into the metaverse, it was no different. The first thing I did was, I start off learning how to do some things, and then I take the things that I learn and start teaching them. And by teaching those things, I start meeting people in the community, the people that's following my tutorials. And I start building relationships and networking and things like that. And so that was the first part of the journey. And I started making this whole set of like tutorials that went with 3D assets. So I would build the 3D asset. Like in All Space VR, everybody wanted a shirt. So that was the
Mm.
thing that people wanted when I came in, is they wanted their own logo on the shirt. And there was nobody like that had shown really how to do that in a straightforward way.
Mm.
So I built the shirt and made a tutorial on how to change the logo on it and put your own logo on it. Then I made another tutorial showing how to like really just make it sick by putting badges on the sleeves and like just the front and back, and
Right.
I was along that journey of basically being the clothing tutor, right? And I made this red watch, this red face bust down watch that became like if you look at any Lux VR banners that watch is on there, it became like the first piece of Lux VR because when I posted that watch, first of all, my Instagram at this time, I only got like maybe 35 people on my Instagram following me on Instagram. Nobody really was into the education stuff, but I would meet people and stuff, but like it didn't grow until I started doing the Lux VR stuff more because that's what people was really interested in. But when I posted that watch, like the people that do follow me, they went nuts. They're like, "Yo, you selling that watch? How can I get that watch?" And I'm like,
Right.
and Boo
Right.
Bangers reached out to me. He like, "Yo, we need that in the sampler," and just like all
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And that's where I was like, "Well, maybe I shouldn't give this one away. Like, maybe, maybe,
Do
maybe
something with that.
maybe I should do something right with." And so like that's where then we built the whole Lux VR collection of assets, and we was doing the Iced Out Thursdays, and then that's when like people started coming like, "Well, can I get some customs?" Because like people using the ones that's free, and then like, well, can I get some customs? So that's when I started doing that, the customs, and then that turned in, and we had to go into VR chat. Now we can do avatars. So I had to learn how to do that. So we couldn't do the avatars in All Space VR, but in VR chat we could do the avatars, we could do the outfits, we could do everything. So I had to learn to do all of that. But basically, man, at the end of the day, I just try to find out like where are the pain points that people are faced with, and then try to serve in those areas. So when it comes to the tutorials, same thing. Like I try to find out what are the things that developers are struggling with, or what are the things that businesses need right now, and then I try to create tutorials showing how to fulfill those. And then when it
Smart.
came to the Lux VR, it's the same thing. It's like in Alt Space VR, people needed jewelry. The only jewelry that they had was Artsy's, which was nice jewelry, but Artsy's jewelry was kind of feminine. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of it was like more like classy jewelry. Like it wasn't no hood jewelry, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no. Cubans, it wasn't no bust downs. It wasn't that wasn't what she was even interested in doing. I even talked to Artsy because I didn't want to step on her toes, but I had a
Mm,
conversation like I don't want to do jury. So I was like, okay, I'll try to fill that need. And that's what it's always about. And so like even when it comes right now with the go high level stuff, you know, the reason why you know I'm bringing out the go high level and all the business back end um, stuff right now is because of the huge need that I see for creators to get organized in a business way, and how many hits that I see creators taking from Meta, downsizing and like changing things with their monetization program,
yeah,
how hard it is to even get monetized on these platforms. The
yeah,
thing is because I'm a software developer, I've always been monetized on the platforms because I monetize myself. I know how to build my own landing pages. I know how to connect my own payment gateways, and I know how to create my own content and tell people how to go pay me. But with a lot of these creators, man, especially like people that are artists, they don't know how to connect those pieces. So they rely on income from in-world purchases or trying to figure out how to make enough noise so that they can get monetized by Meta or VR Chat or whatever the platform. And most people just fall short, or don't make enough money to actually be able to, live off of or, sustain in any kind of way. But they work hard and produce great work a lot of times. So with platforms like Go High Level and the other tools that I'm building, trying to allow creators to have a way to invoice people, build up a database of contacts, send out emails and messages to those contacts so that they can communicate and close deals and
and
invoice them and
and that's
sell
exactly what I'm
subscriptions and all
missing,
that
low
sort of
key,
stuff.
as a business owner myself, is kind of
Yeah,
keeping contact with them with my heavy schedule. Ways to kind of funnel everybody that I've kind of been talking to within IRL in real life and in the metaverse. I would meet so many people, man. You know what I mean? So many people. And then between like the projects I'm doing in pre-production, working on production now, it's kind of I wish I can have something that'll help me kind of organize it. With that being said,
mm,
bro, you talk about virtual reality and the realness that it is, which is business and organization and networking and meeting people and kind of and even funneling business too. You can have monetization. Um, and what ways does AI come into play? Because on the show we like to talk about VR and AI. Is there any tools that are implemented to help those people who kind of looking for it? Because we transitioning, like you were saying, we went to Flash to not having Flash. Well, we went to DVDs to have streaming, no DVDs. So what in your how does AI kind of integrate in your opinion and with everything you've been doing and you've been using and talking about?
sure. So AI is a really important factor these days. If you are a creator and you're not using AI, then you're missing out on like a tremendous amount of power. So first of all, when it comes to my platform, there's a tool that I created that I call the AIOS generator. First of all, AIOS stands for AI operating system. And if you think about like it's just it's a way that I describe this ecosystem of tools that I'm putting together. And so if you think of an operating system like Windows or Mac OS or whatever, what does the operating system do? It makes it possible for you to use your computer and it brings everything under that one computational environment. So all your programs are in there and you just use that one machine in order to do your stuff. So with
Right.
AIOS, I'm trying to bring everything under one ecosystem as well. So when it comes to your business backend, you're thinking about like when someone submits one of your contact forms or buy something from you or make a phone call incoming or you call out or whatever any of those channels of communication are all of that brought into a system where now you have that contact and you got a full customer relationship management environment where you can then assign appointments with that person, you can bill that person, you can,
And that's
have
and you
back and
saying
forth
right there
communication.
within that OS operating system is an AI application within
AI is
there.
in at the core. So AI is in here at the core at each point. So let me explain how. So let's say, so first of all, in the system, let's say that if you were to go to Humai OS Instagram right now and you send a message, let's say you try to message me, you say, "Hey, can you tell me more about Humai OS?" You're going to get an immediate response right now, and it won't be from me. It'll be from AI. Okay, that AI knows everything about Humai OS, knows everything about me in relation to, Humai OS and what you might want to ask. And so that's an AI integration at the core. Now that same AI is the same AI that'll answer if you call the phone. So if you call the phone number, you'll get that AI. It's the same AI
Oh,
that if you go to the website and you open up the chat bot and you start talking to it, it can answer the same way. But now here's the thing. On the other end, imagine how, so that's when people are talking to you. But when you are talking to the outside world, so what's some ways you're doing that? You're doing it through content. So I built a what's called the AIOS generator, which will help you generate images and videos, also 3D models. So with that, you can craft like, flyers, graphics. You can create promotional videos,
oh wow.
and then inside of the high level is connected. You can connect it to all your social media accounts. So your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, YouTube. And from this one environment, you can post out to all of your social media
So I got one
networks.
picture. I'm trying to
From
post them all at once. So I can just post one picture and it
You
go through
got one
all.
picture, you post them
I don't
all
have
at
to go
once.
to. I
Yep,
don't have to
post them.
open up 6 apps just to post that one picture.
Nope, don't have to open up 6 apps. You got one environment that you go into, and you can post it out to all of those channels. And then if you need to comment, so when people are leaving comments and everything, you don't have to go to each one of them. You can comment from right in there.
High
You can see
level.
your statistics from all of them right in there.
Mm.
You can yeah, you can research social activity from right in there. So basically, when it comes to AI being at the core, so think about it. It's in here. It's able to answer your phone calls. So it can receive incoming phone calls. So somebody call your number, it can answer the number, and it can have a conversation with the person intelligently. It
Okay.
respond to text messages. It can make outgoing phone calls. So you can have your list, and you can say, you could script it in such a way where you say, when it's one of my contacts' birthday, for example, call them and give them a happy birthday greeting. Just for example. So it can make outgoing phone calls and intelligently interact with the person when it makes the outgoing calls.
I
So when
love
you
that.
think about, like,
What
yeah, so go
what if
ahead.
what if all right, so we talk so what if somebody say, "Hey, I don't want to talk to no robot." What do you say for that? What do you say to them people that be like, "Hey, man, the AI, man, I need to talk to somebody for
Yeah.
real. What's going on? What do you say to those people?" Or like, because I'm looking at both ways. You know, me as a business owner, at the time, and like I wish I had an assistant who probably don't have time to be my assistant, but I can make this AI kind of like organize a missed call or email to tell me or send me
Hmm.
something and organize it. But what do you say to those people that be like, "Oh, AI, no, man, I don't, nah, mess with that." Try not to curse too much.
So so the way I look at that, so my grandfather, that my father's father, he passed away. But
R.I.P.
when he was still alive, he was a person that never really accepted the cell phone. So like he was the type of person that, like, no matter how long he's had his cell phone, he never knows really how to answer it. Okay, like if you call, like how you get this, this thing, or he can't call you on it. He don't
I met a
and he's got a
couple people like that.
jitterbug.
Yeah.
He had one of them jitterbugs. You know the jitterbug you get the
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got
senior
like three
people, and
buttons
it's
on it.
really,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
he
got
got
three
like three,
buttons.
but he can't use not one of them. Can't use, but now mind you, really intelligent in every other way. You know,
Mm,
was was in the military, was a chef. You know, paid his bills, raised his family. Solid man in every way, but can't handle this jitterbug. So the thing is that I feel like there's always people that's like, new technology, brr. They don't want nothing to do with
yeah.
it. And to be fair, AI can be clunky and cumbersome, because unless it is set up properly, or
That's true.
it can be a nuisance to
It can
deal
be
with.
overwhelming.
But
Yeah, a lot of wires
it can
going
be
on.
overwhelming. So for both of those people, one of the things that I do with my AI, like if you call the AI and you talk to it and you say, "Hey, look, I want to talk to a human," it will that you have with my AI is transcribed. So after the phone call is over, I can read how the call went between you and the system, and I can see like anything that may have went wrong, if anything went wrong with the system, and I can go in and try to improve that.
Mm,
But like when it comes to the caller should always be able to opt out of having to deal with the AI. And in that case that they do opt out, they'll get a call back from a human. But that's up to the individual. That's what I do. I will call the person back when I get a chance, but it's up to the individual if they're gonna do that. But I recommend that a person should always be able to get in touch with a human. Um, Real quick, like a situation I'm dealing with, well, that I've dealt with, like with Meta. So my original Facebook account is gone because I've had Facebook since the beginning, but I had one of my pages on there. I had built a website and an app for a marijuana dispensary. And mind you, I always live in a state where marijuana is legal. And this was like 8 years ago when I had built this app. But like about a year ago, just just all of a sudden, Meta's AI flagged that particular page, shut down my whole Facebook account.
wow.
Now the thing is,
Damn.
on that Facebook account, mind you, I'm a developer, and so I've built maybe 50 pages. Like I've got 50, around 50 Facebook pages,
Oh
like
wow.
business pages, right? Like that I
Oh
manage.
snap.
Because I manage like over all these years, I manage all
Mm,
these pages, and like sometimes my client make the page, sometimes I make the page. But the thing is that like I'm either an admin or the
right.
creator of like these pages.
Right.
None of them are about weed or anything other than this one. But this
Wow.
one page, they shut down my
A
Facebook
whole
account. Like
account.
they
Damn.
shut and they shut down every
Interesting.
single one of those pages. Yeah. And there's nobody I could talk to. There's no, and then as soon as I appealed it, like they give you an appeal. And the second I appealed it, I got like a email back within minutes saying no, the appeal denied. And so that means that, and then they say I can never have a Facebook again. Now, this is the problem
Oh
when you
wow.
don't have any like human that a person can
Mm,
talk to. The
mm,
machine has clearly made a mistake. It is correct that that page did have marijuana on it, but I didn't break any of the rules. That page been up for like 8, 9 years,
damn.
and also it's legal in the state, and it's not doing any. It's not like promoting the sale of it or anything. It's just advertising the business. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? But the business is a marijuana business, so it's like you can't get around it.
that's
But what I'm
right.
saying is that AI, when it's like in points like that, and then you have no human you can get into touch with, that's what's scary for me. And like the same thing happened with my YouTube. Like, they keep on just, cherry picking a video that's like really, really old, and then I'll get an email saying this video's been pulled down, it violate our terms and conditions. And then but yeah, it's like there's nobody you can talk to. There's no humans you
So,
can
so
talk to,
you
and so
understand
that's
you
frustrating.
understand what people be
I
saying when
totally
they like, yo,
understand.
I
Yeah,
don't want to talk to no AI. Yeah, yeah, same,
yeah,
same, bro. But I'm glad you kind of got
yeah.
that in precaution when it comes to your high level, bro. Cause yeah, man,
Mm.
people want that real connection. And then even as a business owner, I think we should want that too. You know what I mean? As businesses, brand
Definitely,
owners.
no, you should never automate the human like relationship or like anything that should be done one on one. The things to be automated are like, for example, if someone submits a form on your website, like first of all, with most people, that form when it's submitted, that data goes to their email, right? Now, what do we know about email? Well, one thing is once you look at it, it's been read. So it don't remind you of anything. It don't
Mm-hmm.
like try to
Mm-hmm.
help you in any additional ways. It
True.
don't go tell the person anything. It's just now you got the information.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a huge problem for most people
Yeah.
because you busy, you didn't look at it, now it's gone, you didn't forgot about it.
Yeah, get swamped up with other
So,
emails and bills and
mm-hmm,
spam.
yep. So what happens when it goes into a CRM, a system like High Level, is that you can build an automation that says when this form gets submitted, let me know, and if I don't acknowledge it within 3 days, remind me, and do this until I either tell you to stop or
Yeah.
until I do something with with that information that was sent to me.
Very
And
nice.
so, those nudges will help with productivity.
Yes, sir. Almost having like your own personal assistant, kind of right there. Like, hey, need this happen.
Definitely,
Need this
definitely,
happening. Bro.
definitely. And once you spell out like the stages that you want a person to go through, like take for example with you, let's say you build a landing page for people that want to hire you to shoot their event. So then you have a form on this page, you collect all the details, their name, platform, yada, yada. You collect your payment. So whatever you charge, you collect that payment right here on the form. Once it's submitted, then all that data goes into a order that then has a task associated with it. And then that person goes into a different stage in your pipeline, and so then when you come in, you get that order, and then maybe you have to do some things to it. Maybe you got to respond and ask some questions to the person. Maybe they didn't include something or whatever, right? You can
Okay.
do all of that right there inside the system. If there's some notes that you need to take, you take them right there. If you need to call the person and give more clarification, when you call them from the high level. So the call is recorded. Then it gets transcribed and associated with that contact record. So now, if you build your team, see, one of the problems that you have is like all your contacts is on your phone or in your Instagram. But when you build a team, then you just give that team member access to the high level. Now you can run around shooting and doing all your stuff, but then maybe you have someone else that come in and help follow up with the contacts,
Yeah.
um, and organize and help you
Right.
prepare and all that sort of stuff.
Oh
So you can
boy.
give them that access, and now they have all of
Wow.
the information that they need in order to help in those ways.
I love that, man. You don't got it right down to the books. You don't have all the answers. You don't kind of got it into the nooks and crannies for real. If anybody got any question, you know what's up. And it, I feel like
Definitely.
developing the app and yeah, go ahead.
And we have the workshop. We have the
What are
workshop
the
every
workshops?
Monday in Google Meet. We have the
In
workshop
Google
every
Meet.
Monday in Google Meet, the high level workshop where you come and you can ask any questions. It's completely free, and we go over all things high level and marketing and funnels and all of that stuff.
I love that. Speaking of that, man, before we go out, man, let's jump right into some VR chat. Show them a little bit like what you built and about this high level. Because I went Monday. It was Monday, right? We went over there
Hmm.
and he did a workshop. And let me see what it looks like
Mm.
over here, so I can just pop it right on up here.
You want me to follow you? I'm in here from my phone too.
Let me see if I can just do a little razzle dazzle, a little switchity boo. I was about to say switchity bitchity. I don't think that was gonna hit. That's not gonna hit the same. All right, well, VR chat. Boom. That's VR. That's right there is Rich in his VR form. And as you can see, side by side. I can let me see if I can move around. Yeah, I can follow you. So yeah, man, this is Rich. Rich, tell them do a little tour about this. Them little tour. Little
All right,
tour. You in your
all right,
mobile,
that's
your
what's up.
mobile.
Yeah. So basically, like what you're looking at right now, um, this is the like you're on. This is heading up to sector two of the ship. So let me just tell you a little bit about the story. If you look over the edge, you'll see that on the boosters, if you look at the boosters, you'll see the Humai OS logo on the boosters on the jetpacks of the ship. Now that's symbolic, and it goes along with us being up here above the clouds. Now, when you first got here, when you first came into the world, you started off on the low level. You started off on the level that was kind of grungy. And if you look around, you'll see you know the words like no funnel, email, and fragmentation and all of that kind of stuff, right? So the problem with that is that in terms of like a business um, situation, you're leaking all kind of potential, and that's causing your
Mm,
environment to not be at its best. So that's why that environment is kind of grungy like that. But the
okay.
solution is go high level. So you have to find the high level from that grungy environment, and you go to the high level, you're teleported to the high level where there's information about the benefits of go high level all around you, and you're up in the clouds. Okay. Now, in order to get to the spaceship, you have to jump in the funnel. Now, that funnel is literally like a funnel, but it's also a traditional funnel in the sense that while you're falling down, you're also hearing about what Humai OS has to offer in how it relates to Go High Level. You hearing information about us being an agency, and as an agency, what we have to offer you. And then when you get to the end, you have the call to action, and if you look up in the sky right now from where you're at, if you look above the funnel, you'll see call or text, and you'll see the phone number and the web address right above. So the call to action is always up there in the sky, and this Humai OS is above the clouds. This Humai OS spaceship is above the clouds, and the jets are powered by Humai OS because our technology is what's powering things. But yeah, and so in here is where on this main level of the spaceship, there's always going to be videos playing that have educational content about Go High Level, about marketing, and all of that. And we'll have our presentations in here from time to time. And yeah, it's also coming to Horizon Worlds. So this exact same
Yeah.
world is also going to be in Horizon Worlds so that we
I'm
can
on
give
track Ultra.
presentations to the Horizon Worlds community as well.
That boy smart, my man. Dang.
A-
Yeah, man. I love
And
what
our
you be
goal,
doing.
I appreciate that, man. Like our goal for 2026 is just to help creators turn their creations into businesses, and and provide them with the platform to help do that. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of layoffs. There's a lot of changes, and so there's a lot of uncertainty. And so we all have to kind of take our business and our monetization efforts into our own hands and not rely on corporations to care about us. They keep shutting stuff down every time they feel like it. I mean, it's crazy, man. So, but when you have your own, like the beautiful thing about like like with me, all of the clients that I had on Allspace VR, those I still had those same clients contacts when it came to VR chat. And people, everybody that has ever bought any jewelry from me or an avatar from me or a world from me, I have all of that history, and I'm able to see who my best clients are. I'm able to offer them discounts. I'm able to, just kind of like see what's working and see what's not working because of all of the just information and everything about all of this historic, all of this historic stuff. And so
Mm-hmm.
every creator should have that. Like every creator should know, who right now there's creators that are selling clothes in Horizon Worlds. Some people are buying like just about everything that that creator has to offer because they support that creator. And do you know that like the creator doesn't even know because Meta doesn't tell you who your customer is. So if you sell a shirt as an in-world purchase on Horizon Worlds, Meta doesn't tell you, oh, Rich bought that shirt from you. It just tell you that you sold a shirt. Well,
Interesting.
the problem with that is that you
That's
can't reach
interesting.
out to Rich first of all and say thank you, for the support. You can't reach out to me and tell me like, hey, you like that shirt? You might like this one as well. You see what I'm saying? Like, it,
Yeah.
there's all sorts of things that knowing your customer like adds value to you, but these platforms don't tell you who your customer is. So I
And
just
that's
want to try to help creators be able to have the tools they need in order
you
to
got it.
like actually make money off of what they're creating.
Making forward, pushing forward to the monetization of it all, man. Being independent and not
Mhm.
so much being stuck with somebody that can just pull your what the surfboard right under you in the water for real. Yeah,
Right
no, I
up
really
underneath them.
and I
Right
really
up underneath
appreciate
them.
that, bro. Because ever since, like you said, this, you look, you find out what's missing, and you kind of be the ticket
Mhm.
to see what the solution is, bro. And I really want to appreciate your time and you talking your story, bro. Uh, I am in that position where I need we need that, and I feel like there's a lot of other people too because you know what I mean. A lot of people are producing. I meet a lot of entrepreneurs and freelancers, and any way to, you know, make it easier without being so you know what I mean heavy with the all the rest of these meetings and productions and equipment and renting and stuff, bro. No, that's
Mhm.
huge, bro. That's huge. If you had anything to say to someone who want to start at creating in here and building, what's one thing you would say to them before we sign out, man?
I would say first of all, don't try to learn Blender. I get it
Yeah,
all the time. People are reaching out, hey, I want to learn Blender. I'm telling you, if you don't know Blender right now, please do not try to learn Blender. Learn to use AI, learn to use Unity, learn to use the Horizon Worlds desktop editor. But
mm-hmm.
when it comes to your 3D assets, there's other ways of getting them. So don't
That's
don't
deep.
don't stress yourself out in that way.
That's deep, but
Yeah.
that's one for me because I was about to say should I learn Blender, but then it's like other assets you can just grab and pull now. At this point, you can just sim it
There's
up
other
at this point, right?
most of the time, yeah, most of the time you don't even need to. Most of the time you're not even interested in creating anything from scratch. So most of the time it already exists. Just find ways of getting it, and then use AI tools. Like if you in Horizon World, I mean the AI tools are getting better and better in there,
Mm-hmm.
generating 3D assets, generating textures, generating
Nice,
skyboxes. I mean it's getting really good.
nice.
But yeah, learning Blender is just gonna slow you down. Like
Yeah.
learn to use Unity, learn to use the Horizon desktop editor. That's what I would suggest putting the bulk of your skills
Put down
at, and
Blender,
then
pick
think
up
about your
Unity.
business plan.
Business
Yeah,
plan.
yeah, definitely.
Because we all about monetization in here, folks.
Yeah, definitely.
Nah, man, I really,
Yeah.
really appreciate you taking your time, man, to talk with me and the people, bro, and spending some crazy gems and creating something that's gonna be probably very useful to a lot of people. I hope I can try to get connected with it and others, and tell people others, and hear some success stories with this, man. I really appreciate you, man. Any last words before you? Any shout outs, plugs, or shameless plugs you want to say before you sign out?
Shout out to the whole Lux VR team. Shout out to Humai OS team. And yeah, log on humaios.com. Show up at one of the workshops. Let's go. Let's get your business together.
Yes, sir. I'll be there. Lux will be there. The whole team will be there, man. And I thank you one more time, and that's going to be a wrap up in this episode of In the Lens with Benz, man. Huge thank you to Rich from Humai iOS, Lux VR for stepping in and talking with me, man. Make sure to check them out. All their social media is right under them right now. And thank you for everyone watching, listening. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to follow, share, and stay tapped in for more creators, innovators, stepping into the future of VR and AI, y'all. Until next time, this has been signing off. Keep creating, keep imagining, and always stay in the lens, y'all. Rich, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, these many claps in here.